This is Mark Schofield from Inside the Pylon and the Bleacher Report NFL 1000 project. Dez Bryant returned to action for the Dallas Cowboys this week and was instantly a factor in their offense. Dak Prescott and head coach Jason Garrett looked to get the receiver involved early, and Bryant was targeted on 14 of Prescott's 39 passing attempts. Dez caught 4 passes for 113 yards and a touchdown, with that score coming late in the game to help send the contest to overtime. Looking at just a handful of Bryant's plays from their Sunday night game against the Philadelphia Eagles, and you can see what Bryant means to this Cowboys offense and how Dallas will use him going forward. This first play comes on a 2nd and 10 situation with 6 minutes left in the first quarter. The Philadelphia Eagles lead the Dallas Cowboys by 3 points at this point in the game. Bryant is split wide to the right. You'll see him down here. And he's going to run a simple vertical route. Although the route that he runs and how he runs it isn't exactly so simple. The Eagles show a little bit of a cover 3 look. They've got their cornerbacks sort of in off coverage here, giving a little bit of cushion, especially over Bryant, and the safety here in the middle of the field. Now, Bryant's going to run a straight vertical route, and he sells this really well by not sprinting out of the gate. You'll see him kind of use a lower gear as he starts this route, and once he erases the cushion, then he explodes into an even higher gear and just races past the cornerback. It's a really subtle route, but very well executed. You'll see he starts off right there. He's erased the cushion, and this is when he starts to turn into that second gear and just runs right past the cornerback. You'll get a good look at on the replay angle as well. You see he starts off slower. Now he accelerates and just uses pure speed to run right past him. That's a great route, and the reason for that is Bryant is also a threat on the comeback route, the deep curl route, and that's what he's going to run here. You know that he's a vertical threat, but because of that, cornerbacks have to respect that vertical threat, that deep threat. So whenever Bryant starts on a vertical stem, cornerbacks often face the decision whether they squat on that route, thinking that he's going to sit down, or buy into the vertical route and turn their hips to run. Here, Bryant's going to run that comeback route, that deep curl route, and the cornerback faces that decision, and he'll turn and run. Now, this play comes on a 1st and 10 situation with 2 minutes and 32 seconds left in the first half. The game's currently tied at 10. Now, right here is when the cornerback has to make that decision. This is a cover 4 look. He's basically on an island. He's got his back to the football. He's locked in on Bryant. His only decision now is to try to determine what Bryant's going to do here. Right there, the cornerback's made up his mind. He thinks at this point he's now basically 15 yards downfield. Bryant's going to go deep. He's got to turn and run with him. Bryant's not going to turn deep. He's going to stop within a few yards and look for the football. Watch the separation that Bryant gets as he makes his cut. Look at that. The cornerback basically carries about 7 to 8 yards downfield, and the underneath coverage, that linebacker is here. This is a massive throw-in window. I mean, not to say anything negative about Dak Prescott. He's been playing incredibly well, but that's a huge throw-in window. I think most quarterbacks in the NFL can drop that football in there. And that's exactly what happens. Let's run back that again and kind of look at it sort of in full speed. Again, you'll see the cornerback turn and run. Bryant basically stop on a dime, get separation. Great route. Now that we've seen how Bryant can be effective sort of vertically, whether it's just going on a straight vertical or working back to the football on that curl or comeback route, you can start to see defenses and how they respect his vertical threat. This is going to be a route where Bryant's at the top of the screen here, going vertical. What I want you to watch for are these defenders. You'll see it particularly from the cornerback that's over Bryant as well as the safety. But even at the end of the play, the backside corner, watch the attention that they will play to Bryant on this vertical route. Now right there you've got these two guys running. He's going to start too. ball ends up down here. But you have 3 defenders worried about what Dez Bryant is doing deep. Anytime an offense can influence 3 out of the 11 defenders towards one player and then put the ball on another place to the field to a different player, the offense has done a good job. And that's exactly what happens here. Because of the threat of Dez Bryant going deep, 3 defenders rotate towards him, leaving Jeff Swaim sort of on this little check down route. Prescott finds him, and the Cowboys pick up 8 yards. Now let's look at Bryant's touchdown. And this play is basically vintage Dez Bryant. It's a 2nd and 10 situation with 3:11 left in the fourth quarter. The ball is on the Eagles' 23-yard line, and Dallas trails by 7. This is a late game situation. We've got Dez split at the bottom, and he's going to run the vertical route. Eagles are in cover 1 here. Cornerback is over him, and he's got inside leverage on him. He's trying to take away a route cut into the inside. He's going to try to force Bryant to go outside. And that's exactly what Bryant wants to do. And this is basically going to be a back shoulder throw from Prescott. And the strength in Dez Bryant's upper body to not only get himself turned to the football, but then his hand strength to be able to make this catch and secure the football. This is vintage Dez Bryant. This is a contested throw situation that he will win, I'd say, almost 9 times out of 10. Turns his body, gets the football and pulls it in. You'll see it on the replay angle as well. I mean, right there, that's pretty much good coverage. The defender doesn't get back to the football, but Bryant does. Look at the extension, the upper body strength to get his body turned. That's great body control, great athletic ability from the wide receiver. And right there, I mean, the cornerback makes a good rake on the arms, but Bryant's just stronger than him. Pulls it in. Game goes to overtime. And in overtime, the Cowboys would win, and that victory improved them to 6-1, pulling 2 games clear of the competition in the NFC East. Dallas has a very impressive offense, and Bryant is an important piece of their receiving corps. Cole Beasley is an extremely effective slot receiver. Terrence Williams is a nice complement to Bryant on the other side, and Jason Witten is the serviceable security blanket that every quarterback needs, particularly at that tight end spot. But with Dez Bryant back and causing havoc both on the outside and deep, the Cowboys have the ability to put pressure on every level of the defense, stretching from sideline to sideline. I'm Mark Schofield. Thank you for watching this edition of Scouting with Schofield for the Bleacher Report NFL 1000 project.